And welcome back, everybody, to another exciting edition of the TV show. My name is Jay Black, joined as always by the effervescent Rhea Hughes and the suppressant Angelo Cataldi. How are you guys? You doing all right?
Right.
Great, great.
Fan- Fantastic. Well, I know you're excited because I'm excited because we got a Super Bowl coming up. And Angelo, I got to tell you, one of my favorite things, because you were ratings obsessed about the NFL back when I would come on to the show. And I always loved looking up what was going on in the NFL ratings, especially because they were on an upward trajectory basically the entire time I came on the show. And that hasn't stopped. I sent you guys the 2025 breakdown of the regular season and the 2026 breakdown of the playoffs. And it's pretty amazing. There was a 10% increase from 2025 over 2024. The postseason games were ridiculous, with the divisional games up 5%, 37 millions per game for the postseason viewership. The wild card round, 13% year over year. Divisional round, 40 million viewers, 5% increase from 2025. But then, Angelo, the conference championships were down 7% year over year, even with that gigantic storm, which I thought would mean that everybody would have stayed home and watched it. So what I want from you, Angelo, the tables have turned. I get to ask you for your analysis of what's going on with these ratings and what does it say for the Super Bowl. Are we going to have a big rating or a smaller rating for the Super Bowl?
All right. I wouldn't get too nervous about the conference championship numbers. The fact is, when you first came on our radio show about 15 years ago, other shows actually had a fighting chance to win a week's ratings race. Now there is no competition. The NFL is the number one attraction in an entire medium and will be so as long as they can continue to deliver great entertainment, which they do, which they will again on the Super Bowl on Sunday. The best example I can give you, and Netflix had this thing on a week or two ago called The Skyscraper.
Yeah.
And this guy, this free climber or whatever, this guy was going to mount the top of a building in Taipei. And they wanted to do it live because they wanted people to be excited about not knowing what was going to happen, like in an NFL game.
Right.
But the irony of the whole thing is the only people that will watch it out would see if the guy fell, right?
Right.
And if he did, if they saw him suddenly flying off the building, they were cutting out. You weren't going to see it.
Right.
It's like, see a team from the 1 yard line with the tush push, and then as the ball is snapped, they don't show it to you. The NFL is king. And Rhea knows this better than anybody. She's still talking about it every day on the radio. Rhea, nobody's going to beat the NFL in its current manifestation the way it is right now.
No, it's a ratings king. But Jay, it was funny because I thought the same way you did before, that the snowstorm would actually help the ratings.
Yeah.
I looked into it because you know me, I always got to look up information. So it actually severely disrupted viewing habits. So, any of the out of home watch parties that, people, hey, I'm going to get together with all my buddies. That didn't happen. There were power outages throughout the country because that storm was massive. So the storm actually hurt it. And here's the other thing, and Angelo and I talk about this all the time. There are most people in the United States who could not pick the starting four quarterbacks in the conference championships out of a police lineup. Okay. Drake May, Jarrett Stidham, who else? Sam Darnold. And then who else did you have? Well, that was three of them. The fourth one is Matthew Stafford. But you also had two West Coast teams.
Yeah.
That impacts it. So, you don't get to see the West Coast. My favorite all-time baseball player outside of Philadelphia, I had two, Andrew McCutchen and Ichiro. The only time I got to see Ichiro play live is when he played on the East Coast. So, those kind of things all factor into it. But I was surprised that the storm negatively impacted ratings, but also no star power. No Patrick Mahomes. That hurt it.
Yeah. No, I'd say, that's a great point, Rhea. I didn't even realize about
that's
the
great
out-of-home viewing. Yeah.
Let me add one more thing, because this is something you would know better than we do, Jay, because you write scripts. You need a villain. you need a team you either love or hate. Chiefs, love
Yeah.
or hate. Eagles.
Yeah.
We've created a lot of animosity around the
Yes.
country, I say with pride. And the fact is, the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Well, the Patriots back when Brady was there cheating with Belichick. Yeah, they were. Who cares now? Mike Vrabel is a guy I'm rooting for. I love Mike
Yeah,
Vrabel.
me too.
And
I like them.
Seattle, Sam Darnold. No, Rhea's 100% right. You need star power and you need a villain. We need a rooting interest, and there isn't one in Super Bowl 60.
Well, I mean, I guess for some people it's Bad Bunny, but nobody on the field is. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think that what you're 100%. When the New England Patriots were in year after year, people would tune in to watch them either win or lose because they either loved them or hated them. But there is not, other than the underdog story of the Patriots, which I don't know how much you can say the Patriots are an underdog. There's not
right,
really a
Yeah.
storyline coming in, and they've
right.
tried to make one. It just isn't there.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, Rhea last week brought in a show that she knew Angelo would love, and she was 100% correct. The show called Press. Is it the press or just press?
Just press.
Yes.
Just press. Yeah. Take out the. It's cleaner,
Yeah.
as they said in the social network. So press on Prime. And one of the things that upset us, so we want to talk, Angelo, I'm sure wants to talk about the show. But one of the things was that show was canceled after a single season.
Yeah.
So Angelo asked me to find some examples of when a show went off the air prior to its day and what the creators of that show did to satiate the hunger for people to know what happened next. And there's actually a lot of different versions of how they did this, which I found very interesting. But first, Rhea, tell us about the show, and Angelo, your response to it.
No, it's funny. Just a little quick aside, because this is a British, weird thing. You wanted to know if it was press or the press. They don't use the word "the" in front of a lot of things. You go to university, okay? They just don't. It's kind of weird, so that's why it's press. But anyway, besides that, press was about two tabloid, newspapers going at each other. But the storyline was so great because you had people who you thought, Angela, right? You thought were going to be villains, the editor of the tabloid, and he wound up being probably my favorite character. Then you had Holly for the other paper. The storylines were great. I was just devastated when I found out there wasn't going to be a second season.
Rhea, as usual, was 100% right about press. It's fantastic. All right. I was in that journalism racket for a long time and even did a little, the two characters Rhea's referring to, the main editor of the real tabloid and the reporter on the more prestigious of the two
Yes.
papers. That's Charlotte Riley was Holly and Ben Chaplet is the editor. They are so damn good in this. They're both kind of got some negative elements to their characters, and you end up rooting for both of them.
You do.
And they're on opposite sides. It's so well done. Now, I had the disadvantage. Rhea mentioned when she recommended it last week that it was canceled. It was actually filmed in 2019. It was a long time ago.
Originally, Ange, I did mention to you, it was panned originally.
Yeah.
But the reviews now are very good,
Right.
which is so bizarre.
That's what I researched.
Yeah.
And this is where this comes into one of the things that drove me crazy when I was a journalist, the elitism of journalists. So this comes out and, Britain of all places, which has more tabloid garbage than any country in the world, the journalists come out and go, it's not at all realistic. Something like this would never happen in real life and all this crap. And you're going, it's a story, it's fiction, and it's great. It doesn't have to be letter perfect in its authenticity to still grab you. And it did. And it made Rhea, I was so frustrated because in the end, it looked like they were going to wrap it up. And then whoosh, like 5 great new threads produced, ready for season 2. Never happened.
Well,
I am angry about it. It is the best thing I've watched in a while. And
So-
it's dead.
Angela, I did some research on this. There are a bunch of different ways. So, for instance, we have the TV show Firefly in 2002, got a movie to wrap it up called Serenity.
By
Deadwood,
the way, by a different rival studio did
yeah,
that.
Wow.
Universal. Yeah,
Wow.
versus Fox, absolutely. Deadwood got a movie 13 years later on HBO. Farscape got a movie, and Sense8, that Netflix show, they also got a 2.5 hour movie. Some of them finished via a book or comic book. Do you remember that show Jericho on
Oh, no. Yeah.
CBS?
No, I'm not finishing in a friggin' comic book. You got
Well, I
I'm
mean,
watching a TV show. I got to pick up a comic book to find out how it ended?
I
No.
mean, it's just sometimes that makes it the easy way to do it. You got Pushing Daisies. Buffy the Vampire Slayer had 4 seasons in comic books, Angelo. Do you want me to get you for Christmas the
No,
collected
listen.
edition of the Buffy the Vampire?
You're leaving out the best one, Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan did
Ooh.
7 seasons on Showtime, and they thought they were doing an eighth. And then Showtime, some smart ass up there in the upper reaches of Showtime said, no, we're canceling it. And they had enough respect for the people that have watched all those seasons. Liev Schreiber, great at it, right? They said, all right, we'll do a 2 hour movie to wrap it up. And the
Right.
movie was great. And it gave you closure.
Yeah,
There has to be a pact between the people that do this, the networks, and the people watching, that you will get an end to the story you're watching. Or it's
absolutely.
just basically bait and switch. It's not right. I'm really angry about this, Rhea. It's stupid.
I wonder if there's a chance now because streaming is now putting shows back on TV. I just finished like all 7 seasons of The Closer, which I loved. Okay. Absolutely loved it. I wonder if they find that there's enough of an audience that but some of the actors have probably died in the meantime. But if you could go, this was such a great story, instead of rebooting shows that, ran for 20 years, like Frasier,
Right.
you go back. If it's a good story, go back and do it, like continue on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great character. Rhea, I think great characters make a story, and
Yeah.
the characters in Press
Oh,
are phenomenal. Even the other characters, they're all really well done. This was well done, and it was basically smothered by elitism.
yeah.
Here's something, Angelo. One thing I know about you is that you love video games and YouTube. Those are the two things that you spend most of your time doing. And I want to talk about somebody who I didn't know existed until my son brought this up. There is a YouTuber named Markiplier. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Yes, you're saying it correct.
Oh,
I
okay.
did some research in my own house as well.
Right. So my son brought this guy up. He's a phenomenally successful YouTuber who was playing an independent game called Iron Lung. He liked the game so much, he bought the rights to it. And Angela, listen to this. He spent $1.5 to $3 million of his own money to self-fund, self-distribute, self-direct, star in, produce, and edit his own movie about this video game. It went into theaters this weekend, and it was #2 in the
Wow.
nation.
Number
It made
2 is right.
21 million
Stop
worldwide.
it, Angelo.
Angelo, you didn't even see the movie. You
No,
can't
I don't
go-
need to. I don't need to. It's #2. It's a steaming pile of crap. All
But
right. And I'll tell you
$21 million.
exactly why. So this guy's got all this money he's putting up.
Yeah.
How about since you're doing this independently, how about some creativity? All right. So what do we got? We got a friggin' video game. We got post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No one's ever done that before. That's brand new. I can't wait to see what he does with that. And yet there is an audience for it. I acknowledge that. But I would go to a funeral before I went to see Iron Lung. I would go to my own funeral before I went to see
And
this.
I hate to break it to you, you
Yep.
are going to your own funeral. Just want to let you know. But Ange, listen, I have actually good news for you on this.
Yeah.
So, Jay, when I got your email about Markiplier, I immediately retreated to the upstairs office of my 16-year-old son, almost 17. And I walk in, and I always love this because I love the look that I get that I'm an idiot. I walk in and I go, hey, you ever heard of a guy called Markiplier? And he's like, Mom,
Oh, God.
immediately. And he knew all about it. So I said, hey, Jay wants to ask if this could be the future of maybe movies like Mr. Beast, who Clark absolutely knows, loves. And he looks at me, he goes, no. He said, listen, yeah, Mr. Beast I think he did a movie, like a 2 hour movie, maybe a 1 or 2 hour show. He goes, they don't have enough to keep you interested. Like, I want to see one person star. He goes, no, they could fund a movie where you get stars and the rate. He's a guy who watches YouTube all the time. That's what my
Yeah.
son does. But when he also loves movies, and he didn't think it would work because he said, no, you need actors and stars and directors. So he kind of poo-pooed the idea. He thought this was more of a maybe a one-off,
Like
that
an
it was
outlier.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I'm
Well,
always looking for a way to save movies, you guys. So wherever I can find a way to
yeah,
save
all right. I'm
movies.
going to help you. I'm going to
Yeah.
help you, right, Jay? This jackass who did this, right?
That was a jackass.
Even he couldn't keep the damn movie under 2 hours. 2 hours and 7 minutes. And I read the criticism because it got bad reviews. It's only got a 40 something on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And they went, he doesn't have 2 hours and 7 minutes of story. It's exactly what Clark was saying when he talked to his mom. They stretch it out. They're, oh, I got a blank canvas to fill. I can do all I. If this is the future of movies, I'm out. Do you understand? I'm out. Done. This is crap. Don't watch it. It's garbage.
If you don't watch this show on YouTube, you're missing out because Rhea's reactions to Angelo, just the silent looks on Rhea's face as Angelo talks, is well worth the price of admission, which is
Angelo,
zero.
I wish we had YouTube when you were still doing the show,
Yeah.
because
Um,
there would have been memes of my face all the time.
all right, hold on a minute. Rhea, does it run during the commercials?
Oh God, no, we had to be really clear about that because that would have
If
been
that
very
happened, I would be out of radio.
probably because of me and my potty mouth.
Yeah, a little bit of a potty mouth, a little bit. So, one thing that we all agree on from the radio days and our days here on the podcast is our great friend Steven Singer, who Angelo knows very well. Tell me about Steven Singer.
This happens every damn year. Every year. Especially guys. Guys, there's pressure on a guy to get a nice Valentine's Day gift for their girlfriend or their wife. And they don't do anything till the calendar turns to February. And then suddenly, sweat starts pouring off their face. Oh, no. Oh, what am I going to do? Especially if you kind of came up short in Christmas, which many men have come. And I know this is kind of sexist because I'm doing it old style, but it's the only way I relate to this. You got to get a great gift. You're running out of time. Fellas, people, everybody out there, go to IHateStevenSinger.com and Rhea will explain to you how you will get your salvation there by purchasing a great product. Go ahead, Rhea.
And this is
look
what
at
we
that.
keep showing is their I'm telling. I
Oh.
show this to people. It's their new Sunset Gold Dip Rose. It is so gorgeous. And I will just tell you, some people like to get engaged at Valentine's Day. They can create the most beautiful ring. If your girlfriend, your wife to be, is likes a little, there are so many different options, than when we were all getting married, maybe for the first or second time. And they were just standard issue, diamond on a band. Now they have amazing things there at Steven Singer. And now at 2 locations, not just the other corner of 8th and Walnut, but they're in Newtown. Next to the Capitol Grill is their new location. So you can go to either place. If you're out in the suburbs, hit there. If you're close to Center City, you get, by the way, parking is paid for. Get it validated a half block away. You're good.
And don't make the
But
mistake.
I know a lot of you. Hold on. I know a lot of you. That's too much trouble. Then just order it online. It's
There you
right
go.
there. It's under $100 for that beautiful rose Rhea just showed you. And it'll come. You have time. If you do it next week, I don't know if you have time to get it, sent out to you. So do it right now. IHateStevenSinger.com, the other corner of 8th and Walnut. That's where you get your Valentine's Day gift if you have a functioning brain. Thank you.
Don't make the mistake I made, which is I'm performing on Valentine's Day, and tell your wife, hey, why don't you just come with me to the show? We'll have dinner before I go on. That doesn't count as a gift. I don't know if you
No,
know
it's
this
not
or
a
not,
gift.
guys.
That's
Does
not
not
a gift.
count.
It
I found
doesn't
that out
count.
the hard way.
Nope.
So
Okay, she's seen you perform before. Just gonna leave it at that.
Definitely not a gift.
there's no gift there for sure. All right, Rhea, what do you got for us this week?
Well, I will say this about Angelo. As he was talking about that movie earlier, the multiplier thing, he is an expert on just under 2 minutes of piling steam of garbage because he recommended a show to me and it's British, and I love them. So he was really pushing me to watch this show called The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. It's about an older gentleman. He and his wife, they're retired. He gets a letter from a former coworker of him, a female, that she is dying in hospice. And he decides he's going to write her a letter back. And he walks to the post office to deliver it. And then he decides, even though she lives like 500 miles away, that he's going to walk the letter to her. Never goes home for his cell phone, never tells his wife, doesn't get a nice pair of sneakers, just takes off and decides to walk all the way to this place. To me, it had a lot of potential. At 48 minutes in, I text Angelo and I go, "This is dreadful." So Angelo goes, "No, hang in there. It gets really inspirational." I'm not going to give anything away, but when it reached these two, because they're flashbacks, there's stuff that has gone on in this older gentleman's life that were tough, and you don't really know the backstory of why he's walking the 500 or so miles to see Queenie, his old coworker. But there are two things that happened within 5 minutes, and it was Sunday afternoon. And I text Angelo and I go, "I'm out. I've devoted all this time. It was miserable." Now it's gotten around like a 75, 78% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. I looked up some other interviews. They're very mixed. Some people, like Angelo, loved it. I found it miserable, and nothing about it I found inspirational. Angelo, you have the floor.
All right. Let me just first of all, I'm afraid now to ever recommend a British thing because apparently she's a little snooty about that stuff. All right,
He's
that's
the
what I
leader,
know.
like the British
English.
press.
No, like the British themselves, she's a little not snooty. She lived there for a year. She got a little snooty.
Yes.
This is the thing. All right, and yeah, Rhea, I don't want to attack you personally,
Okay.
but there's
I never stopped you for 26 years.
Here's the thing. All right, there's a sequence in the film. And there's that it's an out for her. She won't hang in. He adopts a dog along the way. And then
Wait, I made it past the dog.
right,
The dog
and
was
then
one of the reasons I
the
turned it
dog
off.
leaves, right? The dog leaves the
Yes.
pilgrimage.
Yes.
And I said to myself when I was thinking it over, that's where we're losing her. If a dog is not the hero in every movie Rhea sees, she will bail on the movie. So I am turning
I didn't
to
bail on
our
the movie till
audience
after
here.
the dog. I bailed on it after the dog.
I just want to say I'm turning to our audience here, and I acknowledge this movie skews rather old. All right, I'm not going to lie to you about
See,
that.
old doesn't, Angelo, the
Okay.
Post Office movie that I recommended,
Oh,
which I think is one of the
great.
greatest British shows I've ever recommended, completely
Great.
skews old.
Anyway, I would like to appeal to the people that give us emails and stuff. Did you watch The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry, and did you enjoy it? Because I believe if you're not snooty or have an obsession with dogs, that you will enjoy the film. And that is why I would like to get this resolved with some support from our audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send us a text message. We would love to read it. You can do it right from your phone. And I'm going to read one later on that was very nice. We'll talk for that in a second. Angela, what do you got for us this week?
Well, I love documentaries, just love them. But I have never in my life watched a documentary to laugh. Normally, it's a story.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is the most I ever laughed in my life in a documentary. 2 parts. It's on HBO Max. Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man. Again, are you noticing a kind of a common thread with me? It's all old stuff.
No, Ange, I had a friend who watched it.
Yeah.
They said they had to pause it several. They loved it.
It's
Absolutely loved it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It takes you through his whole career. He sits down for an in-depth interview with the creator, Judd Apatow, and he's totally coherent, still funny, still spontaneous, and he takes you through his career. He had so many great movies, especially in the earlier part of his career. But then he brings the producers back to Broadway. There's a great sequence there. It's 3 hours, and you're going to wish it was 6. It is so funny. It's hilarious. You look at this guy, and you go, he lived his whole life. The man's 99. He lived his whole life to make people laugh. And he's still doing it at 99. It's a brilliant piece of work. Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man on HBO Max. And Jay, this is something really positive about you. Do you realize how many of these guys who are in comedy who live such long lives?
Yeah.
Bob Hope was 100. George Burns was 100. Mel Brooks, 99. Norman Lear was 103. Right? You're going to live. You let your wife know you're going to be around for at least another 50 plus years.
Yeah. Well,
that's something she could look forward to.
I just got a text from my wife. She's leaving me. So, yeah, it's good to know. She's out. She thought with my lifestyle, I'd be dead by Tuesday.
Not going to live that long if she has something to say about it.
Angelo, I read his autobiography, Mel Brooks' autobiography, and the life that guy led.
Oh, man.
I mean, he fought in World War II. He comes back.
Wow.
He writes on your show of shows, the Sid Caesar Show, the greatest writing room in the history of writing room. Got Woody Allen, Neil Simon. Wow. They're just amazing. Then he comes out and says, I want to make movies. He makes a bunch of super successful movies. And then he goes, I want to produce movies, but if you put my name on them, no one will take them seriously. So he sort of stealth produces The Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Like he brings great art into this world. Oh, he's just a guy.
One last thing. It's even like, if you want to watch it this week, it's one hell of a love story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And his wife, Anne Bancroft.
Ah,
and it's like, from The Graduate.
Yeah.
And the love they show to you, it's so great. I can't tell you how great it is. The only somber part to me is it is the last appearance on film of Rob Reiner, who did interviews for it before the tragedy that befell him. But I can't tell you how great this is. Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man on HBO Max. You got to check it out. You'll love it.
All right, so I'm going to finish up with the discussion of another TV show. But before I do, I want to read this message that we got from Jack from Lewes. Said, whoa, this podcast should be called The Whiplash TV Show.
Are you talking about Lewis, Delaware?
Oh, is it Lewis? All right.
Yeah.
I look Lowe's, Lewis. I'm an English major. I should know how to read this stuff.
Yeah.
So it says, whoa, this podcast should be called The Whiplash TV Show Podcast. To go from heated rivalry one episode to the Star Trek Starfleet Academy the next. I'm in a neck brace. This is why it's such a great show. A diverse set of reviews from a diverse triumvirate. Keep bringing guys and lady. I love to hear that because I'm going to finish out this by talking about another show that Angelo, I'm sure we'll check out immediately. Wonder Man on Disney Plus, which is a Marvel property. And it stars, Angelo, you'll like this. You like old guys. Ben Kingsley is in the show.
Jesus. He's still around.
He's still around. He's playing a washed-up actor who is...
tough. Wow, that's got some stretch to it, huh?
Come on, he's an Academy Award winner. This show, I'm going to tell you right now, the superhero elements of this show are so tangential to what the show's about. It's about Hollywood. It's about acting. It's about the process that people go through when they're trying to be a star. And it just so happens to take place in the Marvel universe. So what would Hollywood look like in a universe where there are superheroes is the question. And one of the characters does turn out to have superpowers, but it's not about that. It's about acting. I watched it with my daughter, the first episode, and boy, she has no interest in superheroes. She was riveted because of all of the discussion about acting. So if you like actors and acting in Hollywood and all this stuff that we talk about, it would be the Marvel show for you. Angelo, I doubt that will be enough to get you to watch it.
No, it might. It might. I like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't have Disney Plus anymore because I'm boycotting them over the Kimmel censorship.
Oh, so well, I'll videotape it on my phone and send you a text.
By the way, Rhea again showed a sign of disgust up in that little corner up there. I saw it.
I'll tell you, I don't think, Jay, you're ever going to get Angelo and I, like, because I have a kid in my house who's a Marvel, all that.
Right.
I hear the universe and I check out at a level that I've never checked out on anything, because it's just, I don't understand. Because you know what, Jay, I think it is? There's too much of it.
Right.
So it's just
Yeah.
hard to follow.
Yeah, at this point, you're absolutely right that it's not like a story that's told through 19 movies. It's a story that's told through over 40 movies and now
Yeah.
10 TV shows. It's hard to keep it all straight, but this one sort of lives in its own little bubble. So if you're looking for something you can enjoy with Clark and not be too sort of oppressed by the lore, this would be the one to go with. So, Angelo,
Right.
what do you got for us?
Yeah.
Or what do we got?
If you want to see the big Super Bowl, I'm sure most of you will be. It's Super Bowl 60s on NBC this year, and that means you can watch it whenever you want after the fact on Peacock. If you want to see press, and Rhea and I are telling you, you got to see it. It's
really
a
good.
tragedy that it didn't keep going. That's on Amazon Prime via PBS. Now, I had to sign up for PBS so I could watch it, and then I canceled. If that makes me cheap, so be it. But it's a great show.
Well, you are on a fixed income.
Yes,
That's true.
Thank you, Rhea. I appreciate that. Iron Lung is in theaters. Check that out if you want to see something never tried before. It's a post-apocalypse video game movie, 2 hours and 7 minutes. Wow, awesome. The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry is on Amazon Prime. Please give us your vote, yes or no, on that. Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man, is on HBO Max, and Wonder Man is on Disney Plus. And I just realized from that emailer, Jay, that we have a new slogan now. Remember the emailer said how great we were? We all over the place. How about check out the TV show podcast? You'll end up in a neck brace.
That's the fulcrum, ladies and gentlemen. It's done. That man right there is the great Angelo Cataldi. You can read his book Loud on Amazon. You can listen to it on Audible, or if you want an autographed copy, you're still doing autographed copies on your website, right, Angelo?
Absolutely. Just request it and I'll send it out to you.
Fantastic. So go to angelocataldi.com to pick it up there. Rhea Hughes, you can see or listen to on WIP every morning from 6 to 10 a.m., or you can check out her, and you can get that on the Audacity app. Is that what it's on?
Yeah, the Odyssey.
Audacity. Audacity.
The
The Audacity.
The audacity of our radio station to have an Odyssey app. But I want to mention something I'm doing now, which is kind of fun, on my Instagram, Rhea Hughes 94 WIP. Every morning around 5:30, I kind of am now sitting down or standing, whatever, in my newsroom, Ange. I'm giving an update from the newsroom on what we're talking about each day. So it's kind of a fun little thing I've started, just about 30, 40 seconds. And it's been fun.
Awesome. Nice.
That's your Instagram is so well put together, Rhea, compared to mine, which is just my ugly face ranting about politics for 2 minutes twice a day. But if you want to check out mine, I'm Hello Jay Black on Instagram. And guys, this is the TV show podcast sponsored by the great Steven Singer. We'll be back next week with more great TV talk.